Well, greetings again. This is Dr. Bill White with the American Orthodontic Society, and I want to cover a case today that's just loaded with information, but I'm calling it to show you how the teeth actually move when you're doing a case like that. And if you can learn the stuff in this case, it'll help you do many cases. So let's get started on this. It's going to be a class 2 case on one side and class on the other, but it has a tremendous deep bite on it. So let me get going here, and we'll get this little arrow up here so I can talk to you about it. Now this is looking at the model just from the right side of the mouth, and you can see that it is in a class 2 relationship. In other words, this should be in that part, this one here, this one back here, and the bite is tremendously deep. You don't even see the anterior teeth looking at it from this angle, or from we're looking at it from the front. You won't be able to see the teeth. So what we're going to try to do is open the bite. We're going to raise these upper teeth up, and the lower teeth that are fitting up in the roof of the mouth, they're going to be pushed down, and we'll show you these intruding arches in here and how you can learn to use them. So let's skip this. We'll go to the next deal. Now the bite is closed. I mean, this is a class 2 division 2 case. On one side, this is class 2. This is class 1 over on the right side of the mouth. But the front teeth are leaned way back in this fashion, and the jaw is kind of locked and can't come forward once they get this position. Now let's go and look at the side view on the left side, and this is almost a perfect class 1 relation. These are dropped right down in the place, and this tooth right here comes in contact with the second molar on the back, and the upper teeth are way down, and the lower jaw is coming right up against those teeth. And if you look at this straight on, let me go back and show a case. And when you look at this case, these teeth in this area are kind of sucked in. See how they're pulled in like that. Now I thought for years, what makes those teeth go in like that? And I finally woke up one night with this vacuum in my mouth where your tongue, if you've got a good seal and you swallow 2 at a time, it pulls a tremendous vacuum in there. That's why you suck something up a straw, you know, and it pulls this in, puts pressure, and it'll make the weaker teeth go in. It didn't seem to bother the cuspids, but it did bring the bicuspids in, and the molars were able to withstand it. And when you look at it from this side, you see the teeth. These are tucked in, and now you're going to expand this case. You'll bring all this out like that. On the bottom, these are tucked in again. Same thing. It has to be this vacuum that you pull in your mouth when you swallow like that real hard. And I woke up at night with this tremendous vacuum in there, and my teeth just pulled together like that. And that has to be. There's no way that I can figure out that the muscles could work and make it go in this way other than the tongue. pulling that in. And now let's see what we do here. Now this is the rig that we use for deep bite cases. Now if you don't want to open the bite anymore, and you actually on a deep bite case, you pick these teeth up. Well, whatever takes to raise these teeth up, it pushes down on the molars with the same force, except it goes down and back with them. And down here we'll take these teeth and go down with them. And this force has to come from the 6-year molar back here, and it pushes this tooth up, and it also has a tendency to go back. And you watch that, the molars will go back. And you will expand the case, except we put a second arch wire in here, a little flexible wire, and if you want to expand it, you put a kind of a spring at the back of that, and it pushes these out while this is going up. And most of the time you want to tie this wire back so that it won't let this go out. Now you're out in front of the teeth, and the upper teeth are like this. They tend to go that way. So you've got to, this small wire holds those down, and so they have a tendency to go straight up, or at least not tilt this way. They won't let them go out. And the same thing is true on the bottom arch. There's so many things in this case right here. If you'll just take some time to study this case, I've gone over it in other ways, but I hope that people everywhere in the world can learn how to do real good orthodontics. And you can open anybody's case, a mouth, and I don't give a darn how old they are. You can open the case up like that with this mechanics on here. There's no real reason. It looks complicated, but it's not that bad at all. But use the double wires, the little bitty wire that's in here, and then just comes in. Now this arch wire goes in the upper tube, and you've got a little kind of a deal like this. And now this wire was going way up. Now think, and every time you're thinking about the case, think about it on both sides now. And just, so you have some idea. I'm going to pull this wire down and hook it to these teeth. We just bring it down, hooks it to it. Now this wire will be kind of coming like that across there. And the force of this going up pushes this down and at an angle, like you were prising this back. This gap will open in this area if you don't have it tied back. If you don't want to expand the case, tie this small arch wire back, and it won't let it spread out like this. It'll keep it together while it moves the teeth up. On the bottom arch, it's the same thing. You see this is going through the, you run up and go through this all to curve up here. But this deal, when we like this, we raise it up and hooks it on both sides of the mouth with a little wire tied back. Now, if you do not want the vertical height of this person's face to increase at all, or if you've got somebody that's kind of got a long face to start with, you don't want to do that one at all. You want to get it lower if you can. Well, you put these bonded blocks. We've got many cases showing you the bonded blocks back here. This makes a person chew more back here. So these teeth don't come down the occlusion keeps them in place, and this will still force these teeth to go up like that, and these to go down. And if you can learn that, that'll be one of the biggest helps in doing orthodontics. We'll pull this back to class 1 on this side over here. Now the other side of the mouth, the same way, except this one was class 1. We don't need any class 2 elastics over here. And both these arches, these intruding arches, things come out like that, and they come way down. You raise them up and hook them on that, and it will open anybody's bite. I don't care if they're 80 years old. I could open mine at 90 if you wanted to. With an arch like that, it has a spring to it, and it just gently pulls it up. If you didn't have it tied back in here, the teeth would flare out. So if you tie it back, it brings them fairly well up like they are, except it'll bring them out some. You want to bring them to class 2, you want those teeth to come back out. So you let them come up some, then you tie it at that point. My voice is terrible here today. Okay, here is this, look close at it. I came in the regular arch wire slot here with this deal, and you have this small wire going in like that. And you see the spring, and this would go down, we've got it pulled up. Now, as we open this space will tend to open up like here. That puts pressure on that tooth to kind of tilt backward like that. And you can see where this is, we're biting on these blocks. And those blocks will not let those teeth come up or move out of the bone structure at all. They'll hold it, and it'll keep the height of the face the same, or you can reduce it actually. So you use that on deep bite cases. Now let's go on to the next deal. Now you can see this. Now when we started this out, these teeth right here were down here somewhere. So we've opened it a tremendous amount. Now as we get the thing like we want, we'll take the blocks off. And there's video showing you how to take the blocks off. You cut a big groove down the center of them. And now this is leveling this out. You have to get this a little bit more to see these teeth come out. Now you see this gap is trying to open up here, and we'll get this teeth up. Now this tooth right here was kind of bad when we started, and it's going to have a root canal and kind of bleach it out, because this tooth was dead. I think we got hit in the mouth there or something. Now down here, this little wire comes in, we'll put a heavier wire and bring that out as we straighten it up, and we're going to line these teeth up. There's the blocks again. And now the best of my ability here, I'm about to play out. I want people to learn how to do this. And you can open anybody's bite. I don't care how old they are. Their teeth will move all their life. Don't worry about that. But this is, we put those blocks on, it will not let this dimension go down. It'll depress those teeth. So you raise, you open the bite, which normally would raise the molar teeth, which would increase this dimension, and that makes people look bad, you know. So we do this to keep it right where it was. And that's the deal here close up. You see it coming in here, and we round like that. And now this would go down in that fashion. That's the intruding arch wire that we have. Now we're just getting pretty close to finish. I don't show taking the blocks off, but we've removed the blocks, and now this is leveled out. We've got a retainer, so we jump the bunch here. We put the retainer in, and you can see the lower anterior teeth up about that high and underneath there. So you've got enough overbite and over jet and overbite, and so you bite your jaw forward and bite your front teeth together. You don't want the back teeth to hit. So you can see that closing right in there. Let me get on through this right quick. Now these retainers, now when I made this one, we come on up and we solder back in here. It's better than a solder joint like that. And if this has a bite plate in it, and now this one is nearly in class 1, and the other side, well, it is in class 1 now that we finished the bottom off. So this is hitting. If you look at it from this angle, these will be coming in here too. And this side over here is blurred a little, but it's in class 1 also. And these teeth are out now, and this caved in situation is kind of taken care of. Now I'm going to show the models when we started. You see this caved in area, sucked in from the vacuum, the deep bite, and there's a lot of other things going on in here. And now there's the way we finished it out. Off here just a little bit, but that's probably from the sizing of the teeth. And everything looks good throughout the case right here. And we put a bite plate on it. This, the right side looked like that. Now it's like this. In other words, we got this in a good class 1 relation. The left side, it was that way to start with, and it's that way to finish. And these teeth were caved in to start, and this got some crooked teeth a little bit, and we rounded all that out. And this tooth right here was kind of defective, and it apparently got hit in the mouth or something, and deadened the nerve in that. And I don't think our work caused it to happen. I just don't. We've had almost no nerves die in teeth while we were moving them. So let's see. Here we've got a bite plate, so they bite down in your lower teeth. They're going to fit in this groove right here. And that, if they put the sleep in that and use it, these deep bite cases tend to deepen again real bad. So they need to use the bite plate, and that keeps that from happening. And if they just sleep with the thing, you can wear it most of the time to start with, and then gradually come out of it. Now you look at how this arch is, and look how we've got it now. So study this case, and if you can learn how to do this, you can do some really good, comprehensive orthodontics. So thank you for watching, and this young man, the vertical height of the face is almost ideal now. So hope you learned something from this,